Good morning, Kip One Primary. This is Mr. Jennings. This is your science class. We just ended the last class learning about Cyan's grandmother and how they are seeing these two different skies. Um, I want you to take a quick second and think. Do you think Cy and his grandmother live in the same place or different places? Do you think they live in the same place or different places? When I say go, you're going to tell a partner or someone next to you. Do you think they live in the same place or different places? Get ready, go. Cool. If you have your answer, give me a thumbs up. Yeah. If you said that they lived in different places, you were right. You can give yourself a pat on the back. They live in different places, and this is why Cy sees the daytime while his grandmother sees the nighttime. They live far away from each other. So this is the reason why they have two different skies. So in this lesson, we're going to be focusing on a new big question. So our last big question is, what do we see in the sky at different times? Now, our new big question is, why is it daytime in some places on Earth when it is nighttime in other places? I know you might be asking yourself this now, like, why is it daytime in some places but nighttime in others? And that's what we're going to be learning more about. We kind of talked about it a little bit, but we haven't jumped a lot into it. We only learned that they live far away from each other in different places, and this is why they see different skies. So, in this lesson, we're going to use observations and models to explain why we cannot see the stars in the sky at different times. So, we're going to use observations and models to figure out why these stars are not in the sky, or why we cannot see the stars in the sky at different times. So, just to recap, this is Cy and his grandmother, and we're still trying to help them out to figure out these different things. And today we're going to be just learning about why we cannot see the stars in the sky all the time. So, um, the stars are actually in the sky all the time. Now, sometimes we might not see the stars, and that is what we're going to learn today. Why can't we see those stars? So, even right now, if it's daytime where you are, the stars are still in the sky. Even if you look up in the sky and you see those stars, they're still there. This lesson, we're going to be figuring out why can't we see them. So, sorry. We're going to look at a quick video. In this video, you're going to see the stars in the sky, and I want you to think about what is happening to the stars in this video. What happened to the stars in this video? This is what you're thinking about. Okay, you might have got your answer. If you got it, just hold on to it. We're going to watch this video again. Your thinking job is, what is happening to the stars in this video? Okay. So you can see that, sorry, you can see that the stars are there, and the stars appears as if they are moving. And this is exactly what we will see outside. If we saw the stars, it looks like they are moving because the earth is rotating. Um, but then we don't see stars anymore at the end of the video. I want you to think now, because you already figured out that it looks like the stars are moving. What happened to make us not see the stars anymore? What happened to make us not see those stars anymore? I'll give you a couple seconds to tell a partner next to you what happened to make us not see those stars anymore. Great. If you said that the sun came up, you're right. Those stars are still there, but the sun's light is so bright and so close to us that it overpowers the light, the stars around it. So we're going to be using this observation to help us figure out why these stars are not in the sky all the time. We're going to do that with our own model. And I'll tell you the things that you need for your model in a second. We're going to have some questions that we're going to have in our exit ticket at the end. So, this is what our exit ticket is going to look at. We're going to look at these three different models and figure out which one of these models of the stars in the daytime is correct. And then we're going to say, how do we know? So we have model one. Model one shows that when the lights are off, the stars are off. And when the lights are on, the stars are on. I'll say that again. When the lights are off, the stars are off. Or so when the sun is off, the stars are off. Or when the sun is on or the lights are on, the stars are on. Model two shows the sun is so bright it blocks out the stars, and stars are not bright enough to see. Maybe. Or model three, stars set in the morning, just like the sun sets, the stars set in the morning. So the stars go to the other side of the earth, just like the sun does. I'll say these three models again. And model one, when the sun or lights are off, the stars are off. Or when the light or star or sun is on, the stars are on. Or model two, the sun is so bright it blocks out the stars, and the stars are not bright enough for us to see. Or model three, stars setting in the morning, just like the sun sets in the afternoon. We're going to be figuring out which one of these models is the correct model in our exit ticket. So now that we've seen the observation using how the stars are moving throughout the sky, or how it looks like the stars moving throughout the sky, and then the sun comes up and then we don't see the stars anymore. That's our observation. Now we're going to make a model. In this model, you're going to need two things. You're going to need some aluminum foil and a flashlight. So if you have these two things, what you're going to do is go find you some aluminum foil. You don't need a big piece like this. You only need a small piece. I'll show you how about big you need. Just about this large of a piece of aluminum foil. And then you need to find a flashlight. You need a aluminum foil, flashlight. If you don't have these things, it's totally fine because I'll model these things for you. So you can put this video on pause if you need to. Find your flashlight, find your aluminum foil to now begin our model part. So we seen, sorry, I'm gonna leave this video. We seen the observation of the stars appearing as if they're moving in the sky. With this model, what you're going to first do is get a pen. You're going to poke some small holes. Be very careful because the aluminum foil will make bigger holes. You're going to make little small holes here, just as best as you can. Like poke it real gently here. I'll make a constellation. So you might see like constellations in the movie Lion King when Mufasa was telling Simba about the different kings that were in the sky. Those are constellations. Now we have different constellations as well. Like you might have heard like the Big Dipper, or you might have heard of Orion. There's different type of constellations that are in the sky, and these are the stars, and they make like a picture. So like you might have seen like when Mufasa was showing the stars, and it made like a different king of the jungle, or they're like great grandfathers. Ours do something different, but they don't make lions. They make different objects. So this is what we're going to do. I'm going to go shut off the lights here. I have my aluminum foil with a couple of holes in it. I have my flashlight. I'm going to put, sorry, I'm going to turn on the light for a second. I'm going to put the aluminum foil over the flashlight just like this with my holes on top of it. Now I'm going to turn off the lights. And what you're going to do is watch and see how the stars look like they are in the sky. So these are my stars that I created using my flashlight. So in our model, we see that there's stars in the sky. It is dark in the room right now, and this is why we see the stars. Now I'm going to keep my flashlight on. It's still on. See, still on. I'm not going to turn it off. I'm just going to keep it up here pointed, but this time I'm going to turn the lights back on. And as you see, we don't see that the stars are in the sky anymore. Even though I'm still pointing with my flashlight, see it's still on. Even though I'm pointing at the sky and the stars are still there, I don't see them because the light from the sun is too bright. When I turn it back off, I can see the stars. This is nighttime. When it's nighttime, we can see the stars. And even though stars are moving, they're moving. Stars are in the sky the entire time. And when the sun comes up, we no longer see the stars, even though they are still there. So I want you to talk to your partner. Are these stars in the sky all the time? Get ready, go. Yeah. So if you say stars are in the sky all the time, you are totally right. So if I go back to our questions on our exit ticket that we're going to have, we're going to look at these three different models. In model one, it shows that when the lights are off, the stars are off. When the lights were off, were the stars off? No. And when the lights were on, were the stars on? No. So we know model one is not correct. Moving on to, at model two. It says that the sun is so bright it blocks out the stars. Stars are not bright enough to see. When I turned on the light or turned on the sun, were the stars not bright enough to see? Yeah, so I know that model two sounds like the best answer, but let's just check model three just to make sure. It says it says stars set in the morning. Did we ever watch the stars set on the wall? No, stars don't set and go down and go away. They're there all the time. So this is our lesson 7 of science for kindergarten and first grade. Love you guys so much. Please reach out if you have any questions. Reach out. Can't wait to see how you guys doing your exit tickets. See you guys later.